I was happy until the final 2 minutes, and then we come back from the 2-minute warning, and we're throwing the ball in the end zone, up 49-7. I mean, are we the Miami Hurricanes now? I mean, that disgusted me. You're up 49-7. Why are you trying to run up the score?
Maybe they feel like
disgusted. I was appalled by that.
Maybe they feel like they want to practice it, or they want to get the other guys involved more, something like that, man. I don't know. Or maybe they figure we're never up by this much over anybody. We got to take advantage of it when we finally are. I don't know.
I found it disgraceful. That and, the internet's aflame with rumors that this Carr kid is injured. Like badly injured, like out for a year injured. And your starting quarterback has a serious injury history. Why are you even playing the number 2 quarterback with 2 minutes to go? The number 2 quarterback could be the guy that has to lead your team later this season. And you're having him play, not just play, but drop back to pass with 2 minutes to go. Look, I'm old enough to remember Jimmy Johnson running up the score against Notre Dame back in 1985, 58-7, very famous game. Remember the rage my grandfather felt watching that game and how disgusted he was with Jimmy Johnson coaching the Hurricanes. I have to tell you, I see the same thing with Marcus Freeman. I don't ever want to hear anybody say Marcus Freeman is a Notre Dame man. He tried to run up the score on a team that was beat 49-7. And we're throwing the ball in the end zone, and he's dumb enough to play the number 2 quarterback under those circumstances when the number 2 quarterback could twist an ankle, and then you're screwed because this Leonard kid gets hurt all the time. So now you're down to your 4th string quarterback. I got to tell you, John, I was disgusted by it. I can't believe what I just saw. A Notre Dame team trying to run up the score. It's not even like trying to make it look good for the pollsters. You're up 49-7. What the hell do you need to be up 56-7? You don't.
Is it
pure stupidity? It's poor sportsmanship. It was disgusting.
Man, this is tough. Like, what if they just genuinely wanted those guys to get some work? Like, isn't that what the backup's for? And don't you want the backup to have to get some work in case he needs to go in as the starter? Like, they would argue that they just want their guys to do work.
He had gotten his work earlier in the 4th quarter. And I had no problem throwing the ball as soon as Angeli came in after that lightning storm. I had no problem with that. But when it's less than 2 minutes to go, why aren't you taking a knee or handing it off to some walk-on? He had already gotten his work. I get the fact that you bring in Angeli for a series or two. However, you're not getting any meaningful practice reps with less than 2 minutes to go against Stanford by throwing the ball there. All you're trying to do is run up the damn score. That's all you're trying to do. And I find it disgusting. I can't believe a Notre Dame coach would allow that.
Man, it's tough. Dude, it's so tough, though, because you have such high standards for Notre Dame. And every time you call me, it's about Notre Dame's not doing enough. They're not good enough. They're not winning enough. They're not winning by enough. And then now they kick the crap out of somebody and they blow somebody out. And now you're mad. It's just, I'm sorry. It's just, I find it it's funny to me because you're always the guy about Notre Dame standards and the way it should be and winning big and all this. And then now they kick the crap out of somebody and pile it on and you're mad at them.
I've just never seen running up the score like that. I've never seen throwing the ball in the end zone with less than 2 minutes to go when you're up 49-7. To even state that reveals the poor sportsmanship. I don't know. I'm turning into an old crank. I get that. I mean, I've always been one. But come on, man. Show some. Why are you trying to rub it in on Stanford? You're going to see that team next year. I don't get it. I really don't get Marcus Freeman. And I really don't get why you're playing Angeli at all. Why don't you put Minchie in? Why isn't he playing?
Well,
you know what I mean? It was just.
I mean, I guess if that's not a spot to let your backup run the offense for a while, what would be? You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm struggling.
It's a time to hand the ball off and then take a knee. That's what the time is. The game had been decided. Stanford wasn't calling timeouts. They wanted the game over. Everybody wanted it over. Less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah. Man.
So why are you throwing it in the end zone? Look, I have no problem handing the ball off to the fourth string running back and him running as hard as he can.
Yeah.
And if he scores, he scores. I have no problem with that. Because if he gets tackled, the clock continues.
But it's the throwing the ball. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. What
is that okay? If we were on the other side of that equation, we'd be denouncing.
For trying to run up the school. If I was on the other side of it, I would say this is Notre Dame's fault for being this bad at football. That's what I would say. I'd say that is our fault that we're terrible.
Jimmy Johnson said. That's what Jimmy Johnson said back in '85. Just so you understand, that's exactly what Jimmy Johnson said.
I don't.
Back in 1985, he said it's Notre Dame's fault they couldn't stop us.
I mean, and
he's been hated ever since for saying it. But I guess we are all now. We're a fan base apparently of people like Jimmy Johnson that have the same mentality. Just run up the score.
Oh man, dude, you're taking this 1 inch and going 50 miles with it. I feel like, man, like really. And you call a lot. Like I understand a little bit of the way you think about this stuff, but I feel like you're taking a little bit of this and extrapolating it 50 miles. I don't think it's this serious. And it's definitely a totally different dynamic than the one between Miami and Notre Dame and all that animosity. Like this is just not that situation.
The animosity was born of Miami running up the score on the Irish. That's where the animosity came from. In 1985, when they were up like 58-7, and they were throwing the ball into the end zone, scoring with like seconds to go.
What about
just run up the clock?
What about trying to create a killer instinct?
You don't create a killer instinct by killing a dead horse. Stanford was a dead horse laying in the field. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't train killers by shooting that dead horse in the head 20 more times. He's already dead.
Man,
Stanford was dead.
All right,
Stanford was dead.
So
I'm just furious. I've never seen a Notre Dame team throw the ball into the end zone with less than 2 minutes to go when you're up by 6 touchdowns. I've never seen it before. Maybe it's the way things are done these days. I find it disgusting and distasteful. I really do. I just do. Well, maybe I'm old school because there's no bonus points. There's no style points to be gained.
Man.
And I get the fact you have to build your resume for the playoffs. The difference between 49-7 and 56-7 is microscopic. It's not non-existent.
It is.
So why are you trying to humiliate this team? I don't know.
Man,
I'll shut up. Look, everybody's entitled. I was very happy and watching the game, and I couldn't believe my eyes. But I'm no longer a Marcus Freeman fan. I hope he gets fired as soon as possible because to me he's brought Ohio State culture into our program, and I'm sick of it. I'm beside myself, sick of it.
Man, this was definitely not on my radar, man. I did not expect this.
You saw what I saw though. There's less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah,
after the 2-minute warning.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, John. Look, John, I don't want to.
Well, you don't have to apologize to me, dude. You feel the way you feel. You don't have to apologize to me. Like you feel the way you feel. You don't have to apologize to me.
If the roles were reversed, right now we'd be circling our calendars for the Stanford game next year.
I would be saying we suck. I'd be saying we suck. Yeah. And it's our fault.
That's right.
And it's our fault.
And we'd both be right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, maybe. I just think. I don't know. It's. I just didn't expect. I didn't expect this.
But why not play Minchie? I could almost understand if you had Minchie in there. And then you could justify saying, I need to get this guy some reps.
Yeah.
But what's his name? Angeli had played the whole quarter. It was just, I don't know. I thought it was needless, but I'm old-fashioned. Nowadays we just run up scores and nobody thinks twice about it, I guess. I don't know.
Man.
I thought Notre Dame was different, but we're not.
Man, I'm struggling here because you are all about Notre Dame's not winning enough. They're not winning by enough every single week. And then now we kick somebody's head in and you're mad about that too. Like it is a little ironic, man. And I understand what you're going to say about the details, but you're the guy that you call all the time and go, John, this is not old school Notre Dame. We're not doing enough. And then now we kill somebody and now you're mad.
But we had already killed them, John. It was 49-7.
Oh man.
We had already killed them. They were dead. Why would you try to humiliate a team in a school like that? I don't get it. don't understand. Why would you have your quarterback drop back to pass?
Oh,
Suppose
man.
he gets sacked and cracks his ankle. You know what I mean? A lot of things could have gone wrong on a pass play like that. And I'm just like,
jeez.
Man, Marcus Freeman, you've made it hard for me to root for you. You've made it really hard for me to root for you.
All right, here's what we're going to do, man.
Have.
Here's what we're going to do. I want you to think about this. Call me back later in the week when on the normal morning show. Let me know if you change it all or if I want to know if you've changed it all or if you're holding firm on this. As far as the offense you're taking, I want you to get back to me and let me know if you're holding firm. You don't have to apologize to me, man. You feel how you want to feel about it. I'm just glad Notre Dame won by a lot. But you could feel however you want to feel about it, man. That's up to you. It's all good.
All right, man. All right, I appreciate that.
Enjoy the rest of the games, man. Take care.